watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on KPVM, the Ace Country Radio Network, and now streaming at kpvm.tv on this Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. I'm Chris Palermo, News 25. Cheryl Willis Provost Guard is currently wanted by the Nye County Sheriff's Office for warrants. The charges on the warrant include abuse of an older, vulnerable person, obstructing a peace officer, and assault on a peace officer with no bail. Provost Guard has a history of violence and weapons possession. He's a resident of the northern Nye County area. Provost Guard expresses sovereign citizen ideology and should be considered violent. Anyone with information on Provost Guard's location is encouraged to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. Some other news tonight: a helicopter carrying 5 Marines is reported missing today after leaving from Creech Air Force Base in the early morning hours. R.J. Camacho has this story.
Today, on February 7th, officials stated that they were looking for a helicopter that was carrying 5 Marines. This helicopter left from Creech Air Force Base in Las Vegas towards the Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego County. However, the aircraft never showed up. The 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing and the San Diego County Sheriff's Department began cooperating in order to find the CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter and the 5 Marines who were on board. The search began at 1 a.m. on February 7th, and by 9:08 a.m., the aircraft was discovered in Pine Valley, California. However, the 5 Marines were not on board the aircraft and are still missing. The 5 Marines were assigned to Marine Heavy Helicopter Squadron 361, Marine Aircraft Group 16, and 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. As of reporting, the 5 Marines have yet to be identified, and search efforts are still underway with the San Diego County Sheriff's Department and the Civil Air Patrol.
And Hamas has released their own terms for a ceasefire agreement, but these terms leaves the terrorist organization still in power.
Hamas has released their own terms in regards to a ceasefire agreement that was proposed by the U.S., Egypt, Israel, and Qatar. The authenticity of these terms have been confirmed by both an anonymous Hamas official and 2 anonymous Egyptian officials. According to reports, Hamas plans to release all remaining women and children, including all older and sick men, in exchange for Palestinian prisoners that are currently being held by Israel. The amount of prisoners that Hamas was asking to be released, however, was unspecified. The terms also require that Israel withdraw from any populated areas, cease their aerial operations, allow more aid into Gaza, and permit Palestinians to return to their homes. This included northern Gaza, which has been reduced to rubble due to constant airstrikes in the beginning of the war. This is only the first phase of the terms that Hamas released. A second phase includes negotiations with Israel in order to release all of the remaining hostages held by Hamas, which mainly focuses on soldiers the terrorist group has in captivity. This, however, would be in exchange for all Palestinian detainees that are over the age of 50, even including senior militants. They then also require that Israel would release an additional 1,500 prisoners, 500 of whom Hamas would choose. It also requires that Israel withdraw from Gaza. In the last phase of the terms drawn out by Hamas, this is when the actual exchange of hostages and prisoners would occur. However, this proposal would allow Hamas to remain in power over Gaza and rebuild its military capabilities. In response to this, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected the terms of the ceasefire and went on to state that surrendering to Hamas's delusional demands that we heard now not only won't lead to freeing the captives, it will just invite another massacre. He continued adding that he believes that Israel is on the way to an absolute victory and has claimed there is no other solution.
And the Republican caucus takes place tomorrow at the Bob Roode Community Center from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, then you need to head on over to the Republican caucus. News 25 caught up with Chairman Leo Blundo to give us all the details.
I'm Chairman Leo Blundo of the Nye County Republican Party. The question I'd like to answer for you is why Trump and DeSantis are not on your mail ballot. We at the Republican Party believe in election integrity and are conducting a presidential precinct meeting and caucus. For over 40 years, we have selected our presidential nominee via the caucus. We are personally inviting you to participate by attending the presidential precinct meeting and caucus on February 8th, 2024 at the Bob Roode Community Center starting at 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. We have locations in Amargosa Valley at Amargosa Community Center, Beatty at Beatty Community Center, Tonopah at Tonopah Convention Center, and Round Mountain at the Donald Simpson Community Center. For more information, text JOIN to 877-780-8356.
And Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen recently voted on legislation that seeks to improve our border security. However, the Republican Party is not interested in her proposed bill.
On February 7th today, Jackie Rosen had voted for the bipartisan Senate border security deal. However, the bipartisan legislation did not get passed. According to Jackie Rosen, this was due to Republican opposition. This bipartisan legislation would have invested over $20 billion to secure the border, get law enforcement the resources they need to address the unprecedented flow of migrants, and finally to combat the fentanyl crisis while ensuring an orderly and humane asylum process. Jackie Rosen spoke on the matter, stating that Americans called on them to take action on the border crisis, as well as to fix the immigration system. She additionally claimed that what she called extreme Republicans were to blame for putting politics first instead of listening to constituents and Border Patrol agents. She voiced her disdain as well, stating that both her and Nevadans are tired of Washington politicians treating this issue like it's a game. Jackie Rosen has vowed to continue pushing her colleagues and working towards getting the bipartisan border security package passed.
And more news coming up in just a bit with a local story on one of our community colleges.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. More news now. According to the declaration of arrest, a local man is arrested for driving with fictitious plates and is allegedly in possession of narcotics. Anthony Roberts has the story.
February 3rd, deputies observed a red Buick SUV traveling northbound on Lola Lane at 45 miles per hour on a 35-mile-per-hour road. According to the report, the red SUV turned east onto Stagecoach Road without signaling. The vehicle then allegedly traveled eastbound into oncoming traffic before turning into the Stage Stop parking lot. Officers then conducted a traffic stop while in the parking lot of Stage Stop. The driver identified himself as George Hummel and admitted to officers that he did not have a driver's license in his possession. According to the declaration, the vehicle's registration was not valid and Hummel did not have proof of insurance. Deputies then requested George to step out of the vehicle at that time. Upon doing so, officers allegedly observed a glass pipe with a white crystal-like substance in it. During the search of the vehicle, officers discovered a bag stuffed between the driver's seat and center console containing a crystal-like substance. The substance was later tested and came back positive for methamphetamines. Deputies then conducted a VIN check on the vehicle and discovered that the plates on the vehicle were fictitious. George was taken into custody and transported to the Nye County Detention Center, where he was booked for 1 count of use or possession of drug paraphernalia, 1 count of possession of a Scheduled 1 and 2 controlled substance, and 1 count of operating an unregistered vehicle.
And News 25 caught up with Christopher Salute, the director of Great Basin College here in Pahrump, to tell us about their second Saturday event.
This is Christopher Salute, the director of Great Basin College here in Pahrump in Nye County. Great Basin College in Pahrump is so excited to partner with the Pahrump Valley Arts Council and Wild West Weekends to debut our second Saturday events. Every second Saturday at the Pahrump Valley Center of Great Basin College, we're excited to tell you to come on down and enjoy some crafts, food, music, art, and networking around the community. The festivities start at 3 p.m. when our doors open, and they go until 8 p.m. when the dancing stops. When you come to Great Basin College on Second Saturday, you can expect to find country swing dancing, folk dancing, ballroom dancing, arts and crafts, vendors that sell all sorts of jewelry, essential oils, and things you can use around your house, food trucks, art lessons, and more. This is just something we're doing for the community to make sure you know we are here and we have your back. So come on down to Great Basin College. We'll see you soon.
And the College of Southern Nevada's English department, in conjunction with CSN's School of Arts and Letters, is hosting a faculty showcase on the North Las Vegas campus. Suspense novelist Brett Riley, historical fiction writer Sherry Rosenthal, and poet and performance artist Sin Akashwe are all professors at CSN who will read from published work or works in progress in an evening that celebrates the talent of CSN's faculty. We'll be back with more news right after this.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. This next story, for all the lovers out there, you're looking for something to do on Valentine's Day? Well, food, drinks, and entertainment await you at the Mexican Grub and Pub, which will be hosting a Valentine's show dubbed What is Love? Oliver Jones tells us more.
Okay, so on Valentine's Day, 5280 Mexican Grub, they're doing a dinner and show. It's written all by me and performed by local actors in town. The ticket is $60 per person. With that ticket, you get the show, of course. And they're all about love, different types of love. You get chicken parmesan over angel hair pasta with cannoli for dessert. Also, breadsticks and salad are included with that. You also get a raffle ticket. We're gonna have some pretty cool prizes you could win just for showing up, and you get a free drink. So that all comes. Oh, and the ladies get to take home a rose. It'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of funny scripts and sketches. There's a few serious ones. So, but I think it's different for Pahrump. I don't think they've ever seen anything like this. So it should be really cool. It should be a really fun night. So the play begins at 6 p.m. on Valentine's Day, February 14th at 5280 Mexican Grub. We'll go till about 8:30 at night. There's 12 different sketches. So they're all very short plays. They range from 5 to 10 minutes. Well, it means a lot to me because I'm kind of sticking my neck out there with all the things that I've written. So the community will get to see the inner workings of my mind, I guess, and maybe how I feel about love. The event is called What is Love? So, everybody has a different definition of love. Everybody explains love differently and feels differently about love. So What is Love is a good name for it, and it's going to be a night for hopefully people walk out and they think differently about love, or they see an aspect of love that they didn't see before. But yeah, it's going to be different for Pahrump. Since I've been here 4 years, I haven't seen anything like this done before. So it should be a really cool night, especially on Valentine's Day. There's not a lot to do in Pahrump, and this could be a very romantic, fun night for you and your spouse.
And the Vegas Golden Knights are back in action after the All-Star break. Here's Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports. Golden Knights return to action from the All-Star break, welcoming the Edmonton Oilers, who have a 16-game win streak in Sin City. First period, Golden Knights on the power play. Here come two of the best hockey players in the world. Short-handed, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. McDavid buries it 1-0. Less than 2 minutes left in the first period. Golden Knights' Nick Waugh ties it up. On to the second period. Look at this save by Adin Hill on Draisaitl. One more time in slow motion. On to the third period, still tied at 1. Chandler Stevenson with a beauty. Golden Knights victorious 3-1. Golden Knights play the Arizona Coyotes in Arizona tomorrow evening. Vegas Golden Knights and Zappos.com are gearing up to give back to the community. On Tuesday, the team announced their upcoming shoe drive, which will take place at City National Arena starting Monday, February 12th. Luke Getsy has been named the offensive coordinator of the Las Vegas Raiders. Getsy joins the Raiders after 2 seasons as the offensive coordinator for Chicago Bears, bringing with him 17 years of coaching experience, including 9 in the NFL. Football team members from Maui High School will serve as honorary team captains for Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas this Sunday. The NFL announced that players and coaches from Lahaina Luna High School will be honorary captains for the coin toss as the Chiefs face the 49ers. And Pahrump Valley Trojans girls basketball are at Slam Academy this evening. JV is in progress, varsity at 6:30. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. More news now. Infant mortality remains a concern in the United States. Data shows the infant mortality rate rose in 2022 by 3%. That's the first increase in 2 decades. Overall, Black infants still experience the highest rate of infant mortality.
So the latest data shows us that for an industrialized country, we still have a lot of work to do.
Dr. Tosin Goji is an obstetrician and gynecologist at Cleveland Clinic. She says Black newborns die at more than 2 times the rate of white newborns. According to Dr. Goji, there are many contributing factors, including the increase in chronic health conditions among Black women before pregnancy, like type 2 diabetes and hypertension. She encourages all expecting mothers to establish care with a primary care provider to address any pre-existing health conditions. Throughout pregnancy, prenatal care is crucial for the mother and baby's health and can help diagnose any congenital conditions. Dr. Goji says trouble accessing resources also plays a role in infant mortality.
We can't talk about infant mortality rate and racial disparities without talking about structural racism, social determinants of poor health outcomes, like where someone resides, lack of transportation, food insecurity. When patients are availing themselves for early prenatal care, we're able to provide what we call wraparound resources.
Dr. Goji adds, there's more help available today than in the past for expecting mothers. She encourages those wanting to start a family to reach out to their local healthcare provider to see what resources are available.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Looking outside the KPVM TV studios here, beautiful shot, and the sun and clouds kind of had a little fight today, and I don't exactly know who won out, but the complete forecast coming up, and we will see some sunshine this weekend. Back in a bit.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Roy Rosell here from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming everywhere at KPVM.TV. Taking a look at Nevada right now, Fernley is at 44 degrees, Fallon at 45, Carson City at 42, Tonopah at 39, Goldfield at 38, Beatty at 44, Amargosa at 51, Las Vegas at 52, and Death Valley at 62. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 48 degrees. The high today just a little while ago was 49. Humidity 65% today, and the sun rose this morning at 6:39 this morning and set at 5:16 p.m. The low goes down to 38 degrees and the humidity raises up to 78%. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast, the rain goes down just a little bit into the 20s and then 15% on Friday, following into the weekend for all sun into the 50s through next week. I hope everybody is looking forward to the sun just as much as I am. Back to the desk, here's Chris.
Thank you, Rory. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And that'll do it for us tonight here at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Have a great night.